and welcome to Live Interactive English. I am Karen.
Hello everybody, I am Shane, and today we're talking about Chiayi, gateway to Alishan.
Oh,
wow! Oh my God,
sounds exciting.
I love Alishan, which is in Chiayi. I am just in love with that area. It's
really
so beautiful. You love it too, right?
Well, I have to admit that I have never been to Alishan before.
Wait, what? You've never been to Alishan? Have you been to Chiayi?
I have been to Chiayi, but I haven't been to Alishan.
If you've been to Chiayi, why wouldn't you go to Alishan?
Hear me out, okay? Because I know that a lot of people go to Alishan because they want to see the sunrise, right? And usually you have to wake up super early if you want to see the sunrise, maybe at like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I'm not a morning type of person, so
I totally understand. Actually, at the first time I went to Alishan and I came home, everyone was like, wow, so how was the sunrise? I said, I didn't go watch the sunrise. I'm not waking up at 3:30 in the morning. And everybody was like, what? You went there and didn't see the sunrise? Why did you go there?
But was it still beautiful though?
It's so beautiful there. There's so much more than like just in Chiayi in general. There's just like so much natural beauty there.
Really, like the forest and the trees. So
and at nighttime, just like stars.
Really? So it's really worth visiting, even though I'm not a morning type of person.
No, I never woke up early. I still woke up at like 8 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess maybe I should visit. And I should maybe visit, Chiayi and just kind of walk around too.
Well, let's find out what else there is to do.
Let's do that.
Although Chiayi City has long been treated as little more than a pit stop for tourists heading to Alishan, it is worth visiting in its own right. Chiayi is a place of rich culture, interesting history, and beautiful nature, with its rustic charm making it perfect for photo tours. While under Japanese rule, Chiayi was the center of Taiwan's logging industry. In the early 1900s, the Japanese built infrastructure in and around Alishan's thick forests to begin turning trees into lumber. Several places in Chiayi have been preserved and brought up to date to honor the region's once great industry.
Okay, so today we're looking at Chiayi, Gateway to Alishan, Part 1.
That's right. And then you talked about how you went to Alishan, right?
Yes.
But when you were there, did you also, walk around or drive around the city of Chiayi?
I walked around some places, but I didn't drive around there.
Okay.
Because we were kind of like, somebody took us on a little tour to
nice.
go look around Chiayi and see some of the different stuff. So yeah, there's a lot to see there.
Well, let's start learning about Chiayi.
Okay.
Although Chiayi City has long been treated as little more than a pit stop for tourists heading to Alishan, it is worth visiting in its own right. So, we're talking about a pit stop. A lot of people look at it as a pit stop. So basically, if you're saying it as a pit stop, you're just talking about like a place to kind of take a quick break, maybe grab some snack and get some gas.
Use the restroom.
Exactly.
Right.
So just like a quick break, and then people probably just want to head to Alishan.
Right.
So, but there's actually a lot to see in Chiayi, right? So they said it is worth visiting in its own right. What does that mean?
Yeah, if it's worth visiting in its own right, it just means you don't have to go to Alishan, which is what most people do. You can visit it on its own, and it's worth it just by itself.
Right. Okay, and we also have this vocabulary word here, tourist, and that is a noun. Basically, a tourist just means a person who travels to a place for pleasure. If I'm going to Japan, I want to go travel, then I'll be a tourist in Japan. And what do tourists usually do when they go travel?
I think they tour around places, right?
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's connected to this word. It comes from the word tour. To take a tour just means to go and look around a place that usually you're not familiar with, right?
And then you would often take a lot of pictures with the landmarks.
Absolutely.
So, for example, there are always many tourists around Taipei 101.
Yes. Speaking of which, that's what makes you not want to go to Taipei 101 if you're from Taipei, because there's just too many tourists there.
Too crowded, right?
Right. Okay, continuing the article. Chiayi is a place of rich culture, interesting history, and beautiful nature, with its rustic charm, making it perfect for photo tours.
So, rich culture.
Right, so that means everybody there is rich.
That is not
culture,
true.
Everybody has so much money in Chiayi. That's why I like to go there. People just throwing money at me and just catching
That is not true. When you say something is rich in something, that means it has a lot of it.
Right.
That's right. So rich in history, that means it has a lot of history, a lot of stories behind this place, right?
Right. So we have a vocabulary word, charm. That's a noun. It's a quality that causes someone or something to be very likable. So basically an attractive quality.
That's
so
right.
you can say Shane has a lot of charm.
Okay.
You could say that. But
You
our
could say
example
that.
sentence is his use of unusual words is a big part of the author's charm. So that's why people are attracted to reading what he writes.
Because he uses unusual words, something that's very unique, right? Very, very different from other authors.
I think that's why things are charming usually, is because they have a uniqueness. They're a little bit different and people...
In a good way.
Yeah, people like that.
That's right. Okay, well, let's continue. While under Japanese rule, Chiayi was the center of Taiwan's logging industry. Okay, so while under Japanese rule, we know that Taiwan was under Japanese rule for 50 years, right?
So they're under their rule. That just means Japanese ruled Taiwan.
That's right. We were governed by Japan, right?
Right. And so they were the center of Taiwan's logging industry there in Chiayi. Right? So what does that mean, to log? What's a logging industry?
To log, well, that's a verb, to log, and that means to cut down trees in an area for wood. So the logging industry, they have a business for this. So for example, signs of illegal logging have been found in this forest. Because every time you want to go logging, you got to make sure that it's okay to do that in certain areas. Because some places, they want to preserve.
Preserve or protect it, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Continuing. In the early 1900s, the Japanese built infrastructure in and around Alishan's thick forests to begin turning trees into lumber. Okay, which kind of makes sense, right? You need to use these trees, you're going to build them, so you need to turn them into lumber.
That's
so
right.
lumber is just the trees that you use for building stuff, right? Several places in Chiayi have been preserved and brought up to date to honor the region's once great industry.
Oh, wow. Okay, to honor, what does that mean?
So if you honor something, this is a verb. It means to regard or treat someone or something with respect and admiration. So just basically to show or give honor to somebody or something.
That's true,
right?
because you want to remember, right? Remember that place.
So for example, a special prize was named after him as a way to honor his memory.
Okay. Well, we learned a lot of history about Chiayi that I didn't know about. So that's actually really, really interesting. How about let's take a short break and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。这一次要介绍旅游地点是通往阿里山的必经之地，那就是嘉义。那标题用到 Gateway to 阿里山 ，Gateway to 加上地方就可以表达通往什么的门户啊、通道的那种意思。那么嘉义市长久以来一直被游客视为前往阿里山的中途停留站，不过它本身就很值得一游。嘉义是一个富有历史文化和自然美景的地方，它质朴的魅力非常适合拍照旅游。我们来看看单字 tourist， 它表示旅客或是观光客。那么 charm 这个名词，它表示魅力、吸引力，它也可以当动词去表达迷住、吸引的意思。它的形容词呢 charming 就可以形容迷人的、富有魅力的。好，那文中用到 pit stop。 Pit stop 它表示这种短暂休息歇脚，尤其是旅行当中短暂休息那种意思。好，还有呢 in one's own right 它表示靠自己的努力啊，特色，凭一己之力。课文接着写到说，在日本统治时期，嘉义是台湾伐木业的中心。20世纪初期，日本人在这个阿里山茂密的森林里，还有周围建造了基础建设，然后开始把这个树木变成木材。嘉义的几个地方有被保存下来，并且翻新来当做纪念。好，单字 log 当动词，它可以表示伐木的这个伐，或者是砍树的砍这个动作。那它也可以当名词来指原木。好，再来看到 honor 这个动词呢，它是表达向什么致敬、公开表彰。这个字当名词则是有光荣、荣誉的意思。好，这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看一个重点是。Turn 它当动词呢，可以表达变成、成为，或者是使变成、使成为，也就是说它可以当及物用或者是不及物用。我们以下介绍2种用法。第一种呢，你可以用 turn A into B 或者是 turn A to B， 表示将 A 变成 B。举例来说 ，The witch turned the princess into a sparrow。女巫把公主变成一只麻雀了。好，那第二个用法，你可以用 A。Turn into B 或者是 A turn to B 是指说 A 变成 B。举例来说 ，In the story, the king and queen turned into stone。在故事中，国王与皇后变成了石头。好，接回到课文中。
For those looking to experience a little of Chiayi's Japanese character, Hinoki Village is a good spot to start your photo tour. During Japanese rule, the buildings here served as homes for logging industry workers and their families. Today, the village features restaurants, museums, an art market, and kimono rental shops as part of its collection of well-preserved Japanese-style wooden buildings. As a result, on top of providing lots of chances for great pictures, Hinoki Village provides a uniquely Japanese environment where people can learn about Taiwan's historical logging industry.
Welcome back, everybody. So before the break, we were talking about Chiayi and its history.
That's right.
And towards the end, we learned that, in fact, all of Taiwan, including Chiayi, was under Japanese rule for quite a while, right?
Exactly.
So I think here at the beginning, we're going to talk a little bit about if you're interested in some of Japanese culture and character, maybe you can check something out.
All right, let's dive into it. For those looking to experience a little of Chiayi's Japanese character, Hinoki Village is a good spot to start your photo tour. Hinoki Village. Have you ever heard of Hinoki Village?
Not only have I heard of it, I have been to Hinoki Village.
Have you?
I have.
Really? How was it? What did you see?
It's great. It's just, well, I don't know how interested you would be since you don't seem to like beautiful places in the mountain.
I love beautiful places.
But it has like a lot of really cute, like sort of old buildings. And when we went there, it was snowing.
Wow.
So everything was covered in snow, and you felt like you just went back in time. And oh my gosh, the pictures.
You kind of feel like you were in Japan?
Yeah, and the pictures we took were just so great. It's such a beautiful area.
Okay, well, during Japanese rule, the buildings here served as homes for logging industry workers and their families. Okay, so the logging industry workers and their families used to live here, right, in the Hinoki Village.
Right, so they served as homes. That just means they were used as homes.
Exactly.
Right?
Okay.
Today, the village features restaurants, museums, an art market, and kimono rental shops
Ooh.
as part of its collection of well-preserved Japanese-style wooden buildings.
Okay, that sounds really fun.
Yes.
I'm really interested in the kimono rental shop.
Because you just want to take photos
Yes.
in a kimono. Have you done that before?
I have not. I really wish I did. It sounds like a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I've done it before.
I've been to Japan, but I didn't do that.
I didn't wear a kimono myself, but I took pictures with my wife, and she wore a kimono.
It's so fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
so fun. So we have a word collection here, which is a noun. And a collection is basically just a group of things, usually of the same kind, that have been brought together. Right? So for example, you can say, the collection of old furniture on the street corner will be removed tomorrow. So you take these things, furniture, which is kind of the same group, and put them together, right?
And that's called collection.
Right, and so here we're talking about a collection of different types of Japanese buildings, right? Being brought together.
Okay, so as a result, on top of providing lots of chances for great pictures, Hinoki Village provides a uniquely Japanese environment where people can learn about Taiwan's historical logging industry. Okay, so when you go to this Hinoki Village, you really get to understand and learn the history about the logging industry. And like we said, logging industry is kind of like, you know, like a group of like, you know, different businesses, and then they're all doing the same thing.
Let me just say this. I went there and I didn't have any interest in the logging industry. I don't know how many people are going to go there because, wow, I want to know all about the logging industry in Taiwan. But that is kind of an interesting fact, but you don't need to go there.
Just for that?
Yeah, because it's just beautiful on its own to take a lot of photos.
That's
and
true.
Dress up in kimonos.
And it's very unique, right? And we also have this adverb here, uniquely. We know the word unique basically just means that something that is very different, but in a really special, in a really good way.
Right.
So I could say that you are very unique.
You could say that, but would you say that? Yes, you would.
I would, if I want to be nice to you.
Or you want to say I'm strange. Unique doesn't always mean good, right?
But most of the time, when people describe someone as unique, usually it's something positive,
So as
right?
an adverb, how would we use it?
Well, for example, the restaurant's menu has many dishes that are uniquely Taiwanese.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay, so it's definitely a unique place. It's kind of like you really just feel like you're just back in you're going back in a time machine to Japan is what it feels like.
That sounds like a lot of fun. And you don't have to buy the plane ticket.
Right.
You
just
save money on that.
Just get a train ticket or a high-speed rail ticket.
Exactly.
Right?
And very, very fast, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, actually, you know, Chiayi sounds like a really, really cool place to visit.
Well, that's just day one. We're going to learn a lot more on day 2.
All right. I'll see you guys next time.
Okay, see you then.
想要体验一点嘉义的日式风格，可以前往檜意森活村，森是森林的森。好，那么在日本统治期间呢，这里的建筑物是用来当做宿舍，也就是伐木业工人和他们家人的住家。如今呢，村里它设有餐馆啊、博物馆、文创市集，还有和服出租店，游客有大量的机会可以拍照。除此之外啊，檜意森活村还提供了一个独特的日式环境，让人们可以了解台湾历史上的这个伐木业。好，文中它用到 kimono rental 就是指租借和服的 ，kimono 就是指和服，日本和服。好，再来看到单字 collection。这个名词它表示一堆、一群东西，它也可以表达收藏品的意思。那么 uniquely 这个副词是指独特的、唯一的。如果我们把字尾这个 ly 改成 ness， 变成 uniqueness， 就是当名词表示独特性或者是独一无二。那这边2个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看第一个重点是 serve as 的意思和用法。首先呢，它可以用来表达用来作为什么什么，充当什么什么。那这边是以事物来当主词，例如 This couch can also serve as a bed。这张沙发也可以当做床来使用。那第2个用法呢，你可以把它用来解释做担任什么样的职务，这时候是以人来当主词哦。例如 Dave has served as the team's coach for 7 years. Dave 担任那支球队的教练已经7年了。 好，下一个重点是 on top of 加名词，表示除了点点点之外还有什么。这时候它就跟 besides 或者是 in addition to 意思相同。例如 She had a sore throat on top of the fever。她除了发烧之外还有喉咙痛。好，那么以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Although Chiayi City has long been treated as little more than a pit stop for tourists heading to Alishan, it is worth visiting in its own right. Chiayi is a place of rich culture, interesting history, and beautiful nature, with its rustic charm making it perfect for photo tours. While under Japanese rule, Chiayi was the center of Taiwan's logging industry. In the early 1900s, the Japanese built infrastructure in and around Alishan's thick forests to begin turning trees into lumber. Several places in Chiayi have been preserved and brought up to date to honor the region's once great industry. For those looking to experience a little of Chiayi's Japanese character, Hinoki Village is a good spot to start your photo tour. During Japanese rule, the buildings here served as homes for logging industry workers and their families. Today, the village features restaurants, museums, an art market, and kimono rental shops as part of its collection of well-preserved Japanese-style wooden buildings. As a result, on top of providing lots of chances for great pictures, Hinoki Village provides a uniquely Japanese environment where people can learn about Taiwan's historical logging industry.
Hi, I'm Stephen. Taiwan has the highest density of scooters in the world. Most scooters are fueled by gasoline, and their exhausts have become a major source of air pollution. Now, thanks to improvements in battery technology, electric scooters are practical and becoming more popular. They have zero emissions and do less harm to the environment. However, there is a new kind of scooter that's even more eco-friendly than electric ones. Let's go check it out. Here it is, the hydrogen scooter. The hydrogen scooter may not look different from electric scooters on the outside, but on the inside, it uses hydrogen fuel cells as its power source instead of lithium-ion batteries. The hydrogen fuel cell contains hydrogen. It produces electricity by combining hydrogen with oxygen in the air. It won't produce any waste except for some water and heat. Hydrogen has been used in the Tokyo Olympics to fuel the torch and flame. It will also be used to power the Olympic Village and vehicles such as cars, shuttle buses, and scooters. Hydrogen fuel does not produce CO2 or other greenhouse gases. It can be the clean fuel of the future.